Hey everyone, it is Jessica LaCour, your go-to broker here in Northeastern Wyoming, and I am going to talk to you guys today about something that everybody keeps asking me. Is it a good time for me to purchase or sell my home here before 2026? And I am going to let you know why. The short answer is yes, but only if you do it right. And the market we're in today is not 2023. It is very different, and pretending it is will actually cost you whether you're buying or selling. So I want to educate all my buyers and sellers so that they have the tools to make sure that they are going to win in this real estate market left in 2025. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna start with sellers. Stop pricing your home like it is 2023. Let's be honest, that market is completely gone and we're in a very different market today. Back then, we had homes that would literally sell in a weekend. We would have multiple offers, like 10 to 15 on pretty much any house that hit the market that was decent. It was absolutely crazy, and it is no longer that way anymore. If your agent is telling you to price your home for less than what your neighbors sold 3 years ago, they're not being rude, they're being real. And that is something that you need to take to heart. When you're pricing your home, you need to be realistic about today's market and what that market is directing you to do as a seller. So in short, you need to price your home based on today's data and not yesterday's emotions. Another big topic for sellers, I think, is be willing to negotiate. Back in 23 and 24, you could stay firm on your price and offer no concessions to the buyer, and you literally could just say, that's my price, and they would have to deal with it because there was nothing else for them to purchase, and the market demand was so much different. Today, buyers are being priced out, like I said earlier, of different price points, and they're gonna be a little bit more picky than they were in the past, because if it's costing them so much to get into this loan, and maybe it's a big stretch and it's at the top of their price point, and they're paying closing costs as well, they're gonna be like, hey, I need all of this stuff repaired so I'm not stuck, fixing a water heater in 2 months. It makes a lot of sense if you break it down and think about it. But if you have that seller mentality where you're like, I'm not paying anything for the buyer and they're gonna pay my price, well, that's gonna get you nowhere, because if you don't help to make the deal work out, you're probably gonna be sitting there on the market, and then by the time you get somebody that offers, it's gonna be low because they think something's wrong with the house. Buyers today often need help with closing costs, and especially after higher rates have really squeezed them into those budgets, smart sellers will see that and see that as a negotiation tool. So make sure you are willing to negotiate and see it as a tool, not as a loss. If it's broken, fix it before you list. If you know there is a door that doesn't shut right, if you know that there's an outlet that doesn't work, fix these things. A buyer's going to come in and be like, okay, that faucet's leaky, so like what else is, needing repairs? And then they're gonna start looking at it through those lenses, and that's probably the worst thing you could do. So it saves you a little bit of money if you can just fix it up front and not have it be an issue later. And then also have me come by before we take pictures, and I will walk through it with you and be like, we need that deck to be painted. It's going to get called in the appraisal, stuff like that. And then by the time you're packed up and you're moved out, and we are not struggling to find somebody to paint your deck. Don't underestimate curb appeal and the smell of your house. Those are two of the biggest things that are first impressions to a buyer that can totally tank or make your deal. If they pull up and they see a full dumpster and the yard has not been mowed, or it's winter and nothing is shoveled and it's just hard to get in the house, then they open the door and oh my gosh, all you smell is cat pee and the smell of yesterday's dinner. Stuff like that can be the biggest turnoff and really makes them have a mentality of, this is not the home for me, when they go to walk in it. Listen to your agent. It's literally why you hired us, to sell your home. And if you're not gonna listen to us, then why did you hire us, and why are you not doing a for sale by owner? The people that hire me and let me do my thing that I do best, which is selling homes, they have the most amazing transaction. And let me tell you, if they're the people that will clean their home, they will accommodate every showing, they will fix things that are broken, they're gonna have no issues. They priced the house right where I told them to. It is absolutely perfect. But if you are maybe one of those people that want to have their say and tell your agent where you want your house priced, things probably won't go very well for you. No one does this more than we do as agents. We do this every day, so we're very good at it. So you want to trust your agent, stay communicative, and stay realistic. You want to make sure that you do all of those so that you are set to win in the market today. Now we're going to flip to the other side of the table and talk to buyers and how they can have a checklist of things and be ready so that they're ready to win in this market as well. It is more important than ever right now to get pre-qualified before you start looking. I've had a large amount of new clients that have said, oh, we were pre-qualified last year, so I'm sure it's the same. No, it's not the same. Rates have changed drastically. It may be in your favor. Maybe you can afford a little bit more than you thought, or maybe not. Maybe your job has changed. Maybe your credit has changed. There's so many things that come into play that even on the mortgage side for requirements that I am not aware of, as I'm not a mortgage lender, but it is very important for you to be very okay with the numbers and a price point and okay with your loan type and the expectations of that loan. Pick one agent and stick with them. So I've had a large amount of buyers call over the last month, and a lot of them are calling multiple agents and they're like, oh, I haven't signed anything with this other agent. Well, that's okay. But if you're calling multiple agents and you're telling other agents that you're doing that, I'm not going to take you very seriously. I'm going to take my buyers that have signed with me and are pre-approved way more seriously and give them the foremost of my attention, not somebody that's just dialing all these agents and kind of shopping around. You're not serious. When you sign a buyer's agency with your buyer's agent, they're gonna invest in you because you're like committed to them and they're committed to you. So they're gonna go find you the house you want. They're gonna go do whatever it takes to get you that house you want. And they're gonna invest a lot more of their personal time upfront when you have that commitment in place. So that commitment gives you access to priority showings, expert negotiations, someone to just bounce your ideas off of, and a trusted advisor who's actually fighting for you. You need to be able to act fast on a home. And I think this is something that is really tough for buyers in today's market. Buyers are very smart, but they're also very hesitant because they've seen everything that's happened over the last 5 years and they want to make sure they're making a solid decision, which is great. I think that they should be cautious like that, but also you need to be confident, like have your pre-qual and everything, so that when that house comes up, you're not saying I want to sleep on it. You need to act fast or you're not going to get it, because for every one of those buyers that's like, I like that house and it's the one for me, there's probably 100 other buyers that are saying the same thing. Understanding the market that you're buying into. Rates are shifting. Yes, everybody knows that. But more importantly is the buyer psychology. So people are realizing that waiting doesn't really get them anywhere. And they're also realizing that mortgages are, yes, they're expensive, but by waiting, it's costing them more in rent and loss of equity. The psychology of buyers is like, yes, I need to find a home. So I think the biggest takeaway from that is if the payments work, it fits your lifestyle, it's what you want and it will work for you, then why wait? This is the house, let's offer on it and let's move in with confidence. Don't let any headlines from the news scare you. I know that's probably a big thing that everybody mentions. I'm a big fan of not watching the news a lot because it can kind of get to your head. So don't let the news affect how you are making decisions. If it works for you and it fits your budget, I say and encourage, by all means, take the jump. You're gonna start building equity. And if you change your mind in a few years, you can always sell. So no harm, no foul on that. You need to be respectful of the process. That means after you tell us everything that you want, you get pre-qualified, and we work really hard to find you things, maybe your house all of a sudden gets listed, or maybe we have a couple hours notice from another agent that you could get in there first. And we call, we text you, whatever your preferred method of communication is, and we don't get a response. That's the worst thing ever. I understand if you're working, but hey, just let us know, because we're working really hard in the background and you may not be aware that we could get you in on this super great find before it goes live on the market. But if you're not communicating with us and you don't let us know, there's not much we can do. So be communicative, make sure you're respectful and responsive, and also be realistic. I really, really hate it when I have a house that fits exactly what this buyer wants, but the buyer wants to offer $30K under list price. Like, that's not even a thing, especially one day on market. That comes back to trust your professional. They know the local numbers and will help you make a smart offer. We do this again every day, multiple times a day. So let us know, hey, what do you think would be a good offer on this house? And I will be upfront. If you're gonna be sad if you lose it, we need to offer X. If you're just wanting to see what you can get, then all right, why are we even offering, you know? Either you want the house or you don't. We're seeing serious buyers in the market, and we're seeing a lot of motivated sellers making adjustments to price or concessions, whatever it is, to really get that home sold before the end of the year. So this is beneficial to both buyers and sellers to know these tips. And everything I listed out for sellers and buyers are these hot little tricks that can just maybe adjust your mindset a little bit to where you can win and possibly get more on your purchase or your sell. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and let me know if you're thinking about buying or selling before the end of the year and what questions you have. As always, I'm your Northeastern Wyoming go-to broker, and I'm always here for you, whether you're ready to buy or sell or make that move. I'd love to help and get you there with any questions you have, and strategy, clarity, and confidence. I'm Jessica LaCour with 411 Properties, and I'll see you next week on another market update.